I had a dream I was at a rave talking to a girl, and she told me about a genre called Hit'em that is in 5/4 time at 212 BPM with super crunched out sounds. Thank you, dream girl. And did I mention that in this dream, apparently I lived in a grave covered in slime? Because yeah.
I think that the dream is a strange phenomenon because it's at once intensely personal, right? We're ashamed of our dreams and we don't want to bore others by imposing our unconscious onto others. And yet the dream is such a open-ended platform for anything. And because everyone dreams, there's a certain kind of democracy to it too. We all have this intensely private experience. I was nervous about tweeting out a dream, but I just felt this strange pressure when I had the dream because what the girl in the dream was saying to me was so odd and to me so funny upon waking up. Like it just sounded like such an absurd genre. Like why would you commit to such ludicrously specific constraints, you know? So I just wanted to share it.
What if I told you that one of the strangest, most experimental music genres started as a dream? A single tweet, just 136 characters, sparked a wildfire of creativity across the internet. A genre called Hit'em, born from chaos, an odd set of rules, and the collective imagination of hundreds of producers. Hit'em isn't just another musical subgenre, it's an experience born entirely out of the confines of the internet, an explosion of crunched out sounds and impossible rhythms. Today we are going to dive into the story of Hit'em. On July 29th, 2024, a man by the name of Drew Daniel made a tweet that sparked a viral new scene in electronic music, spawning something new called Hit'em. Drew Daniel is one half of the duo Matmos, who have been making music as far back as 1995 and are still active today, making music in a similar lane to people like Aphex Twin, Luke Vibert, Orteka, Flying Lotus, RamonPang, and others who make music in the IDM scene. So it's only appropriate that Drew would come up with a genre like this in his sleep, as the closest thing to Hit'em would be IDM. The requirement of Hit'em is that it has to be at 212 BPM, have a 5/4 time signature, 5 beats or notes per bar, and use super crunched out sounds. The awkward time signature means that the tracks are super wonky and hard to keep a consistent groove to in your head, as the beats have such irregular timing. As an example, as there are 5 beats/notes per bar, they are usually grouped up into 2 subgroups of beats/notes within the bar, 2 and then 3, or 3 and then 2, as shown here. So you can see why this was such a difficult genre to try and make, but also a fun challenge for many.
If you're only ever producing in 4/4, it's way easy to go, well, this is going to sound weird, so we might as well lean into the weird and make it very 5/4 and make it very IDM-y. Let's put that blanket on it. But I think my intention was like, how normal can I get this to sound?
How normal can you get
in terms of like, you know, how bro-steppy American nonsense can I get this to sound like, to where maybe I would put it in a set and people might not know it's 5/4 right off the rip. I think Eprom did a really good job at that as well on his tune. Just like that riff feels really natural.
Within hours, producers began experimenting with these constraints.
I want you to. I want you to.
Machinedrum, never one to shy away from experimentation and cool new and novel ideas, was among the first to respond. The first tracks emerged almost as fast as the music itself. The clips on Twitter were fast, chaotic, and crunchy. One of the earliest contributors, Eprom, shared his track, sparking even more interest in the genre. Some even made Hit'em physical, and programmed and sequenced some Hit'em tracks entirely using hardware and outboard gear, such as drum machines, sequencers, synthesizers, and modular units. Even Porter Robinson had a little reaction to Hit'em. On a Twitch stream the day after Drew made the tweet, Porter reacted to the clip of Eprom's Hit'em track on stream, and after saying he had baby brain, he said this was the best Hit'em track he had heard so far.
I have not heard an execution of Hit'em yet that I was like feeling was listenable, but I have baby brain. Oh, Eprom made it click. Let me see. I think I made a Hit'em track. Let's hear it. Wow. That was definitely the best one I've heard, for sure. It's so like Eprom too.
Music producer and Twitch streamer Bishu also put his hand in the ring, doing a beat battle with his Twitch audience to see who could create the coolest Hit'em track, as well as creating one himself.
212 BPMs, wild. Get this out of here. Like a vocal, like a rap or something, like a yell. Hit him. I'm gonna look that up.
Cause I hit him with a.
The fillers don't work. We take a hit from the bong, then the fillers.
Oh, I like that hit. Actually, it could be huge.
Take a
Could be big.
hit.
That's gonna be awesome.
Take a hit.
Kind of fun with this. Machinedrum messaged me and said that if we get some bangers out of this one, you guys will be included in the comp. Show to Tabula Rasa Records. So this is pretty cool. Could be dope. Little added bonus on top of regular Bish Battle of just trying the prompt. You could actually get into the compilation. Something like that. Polaris Skrrt for real. This is Hit 'em. Damn. That was so sick, bro. Absolutely nailed it. Thank you for coming through. Big battle today. That was fun. I'm not gonna pick a winner because I'm gonna send the VOD to Machinedrum, and then he'll tell me which ones he likes, and I'll hit you guys up if you got picked.
It would only be a couple of weeks before a full compilation of Hit'em tracks would appear, being the Disposable Heroes of Hit'em compilation, which you can find on Bandcamp on the Suitably Bizarre record label. However, that's not the compilation we will be talking about today. What started as a quirky experiment turned into a movement. Producers like Machinedrum and the team at Tabula Rasa Records realized they were witnessing something special. Within 24 hours of the tweet, Machinedrum, Drew Daniel, and the guys at Tabula Rasa jumped into action and started work on what would likely be the biggest and most comprehensive showcase of Hit'em on the internet, the Thank You Dream Girl compilation.
Wait, Joseph, do you remember when I texted our group chat and I was like, guys, do you see this Hit'em thing happening on Twitter right now? We need to do a compilation.
Submissions opened immediately. In just a few days they received over 250 track submissions. The variety was staggering. Breakcore and even speedcore inspired chaos, halftime beats, and stuff that sounds straight out of the melodic UK underground. Every submission felt like a different take on the Hit'em formula. In fact, Eprom's former collaborator, Brendan Angelides, formerly known as Eskimo, who I mentioned in my Eprom video, also submitted a Hit'em track, which ultimately made it onto the compilation too.
Yeah, someone, one of the Hit'em artists, actually, the artist on this compilation, did the soundtrack to the new Assassin's Creed game, and he also did the soundtrack to 13 Reasons Why on Netflix, which is kind of interesting. But he makes great soundtracks, and I was like, I don't know what made you decide to wake up and make Hit'em, but it's really cool.
Exactly. That's like such a cool thing about this, is like a person whose job it is to write specific types of music saw this insane prompt and went, yeah, I'm gonna use all of these skills that I refine every day working on my craft and make something ridiculous and silly. And his track in particular is like really refined and dialed in, but also just playing with the edges of the prompt a little bit.
The Thank You Dreamgirl Hit'em compilation was released on November 16th, 2024, being easily the biggest Hit'em compilation release so far, with some big names attached to it such as Eprom and young Skrrt, as well as tracks from the people behind the compilation, Machinedrum and RamonPang, as well as a Hit'em track from Matmos themselves.
I think my initial selection process was very quick because I did not have time to listen to. I really do appreciate that Drew actually legitimately set through, I think, every single demo that was submitted from front to back and gave every song an actual try.
Curating the Hit'em compilation wasn't easy. Machinedrum and the team at Tabula Rasa made their way through all 250 of the submissions, while Drew in a hotel room listened to every single submission and gave every one of them a fair shot. The goal was not to just pick the best, but to capture the soul of the different directions people took the genre. They wanted variety, tracks that would showcase Hit'em's weird experimental DNA, from explosive breakneck grooves to haunting melodic moments to real mind twisters, or tracks that would take the original prompt and flip it on its head. Like, what if there were no drums? What if we tried to make this feel like a really normal drum groove that's still in 5/4? Or what if we forego the crunched out sounds aspect and make it really melodic and ethereal? The final compilation captured the chaotic quality of the genre in a nice, neat 27 track long package. Hit'em isn't just a genre, it's a snapshot of what happens when creativity collides with the internet. Born on Twitter, shaped by a community of experimental artists, it represents the chaotic beauty of modern online culture. It's music that challenges you, pushing listeners to rethink what electronic music can encompass. But here's the big question: will Hit'em survive? Viral genres come and go, some fade away, others leave a lasting mark. So where does Hit'em stand? Some producers argued that it's not real Hit'em if the drums aren't all at 212 BPM, and that tracks at half of that, at 106 BPM, shouldn't be considered Hit'em. However, I'm sure many would argue, and many have demonstrated, that if the rules are too rigid and strict, there's not much room to grow and develop the genre. Either way, however, its influence is undeniable, sparking conversations, inspiring new music, and challenging the norms of electronic music.
I think part of the fun of putting this compilation together was showcasing all the different kind of styles that people reached for. We started noticing little subgenres of Hit'em kind of happening at the same time too. There's the stuff that sounds like breakcore, there's the stuff that's like halftime, and then there's the stuff that's more melodic.
Hit'em might never dominate the charts, but that's okay. It's not about mainstream success, it's about capturing a moment of pure creativity. It's about showing what's possible when artists come together to experiment and create. Although if Aphex Twin has taught us anything, it's that sometimes even the weird can sometimes have charting success. Even if it fades, Hit'em has already done something extraordinary. It's a reminder that sometimes some of the most interesting art happens when there are very specific rules in place, and sometimes those rules come from very unexpected moments and places. Links to the compilation on Bandcamp and other streaming platforms will be in the description. Also, the Thank You Dreamgirl artwork for the compilation was created by artist Robert Beatty, who has done artworks for Tame Impala, Matmos, The Weeknd, and One O Tricks Point Never. All proceeds from the compilation go to support the Musicians Foundation, which provides grants and funding for new musical projects and upcoming artists. What do you think? Will Hit 'em last, or is it destined to be a flash in the pan? Let me know in the comments below what you think. And don't forget to check out the compilation and support the artists behind this incredible moment in the electronic music scene. If you want to listen to the full conversations I had with the guys at Tabula Rasa, as well as Drew Daniel and Machinedrum, and also Thorne, one of the artists on the compilation, click the link to the playlist on the screen. And I'll see you in the next video.
Had a dream I was at a rave talking to a girl, and she told me about a genre called
Hit 'em. That is in 5/4 time at 212 BPM with super clunked out sounds.
Thank You Dream Girl.
Oh yeah, and there is also the Hit 'em track that Taylor Swift made, but you'll have to wait until I talk about that in the follow-up to this video.